guys have been telling me I need to try Adept Cosmetics for such a long time now. Well, I caved and I picked up two of the palettes, the new Arrow inspired palette and the Minka palette. And today we're going to do a look with each one of the palettes, swatches, and I'm going to tell you guys whether or not I like them, I guess. So hopefully that sounds interesting. Let's get into it. Let's do the YouTubey things, do the liking and subscribing and all of that jazz, and let's get started. We're going to play with the Arrow inspired palette first because I want to. Unfortunately, I think this one is completely sold out and isn't making a return. It looks like it's completely like proper limited edition. Hopefully, maybe they might bring it back. It is very, very beautiful. This is the first time I'm trying the Adept Cosmetics brand in any way, shape or form, not through lack of wanting. I always find their palette color stories are exceptional. I can't speak on the quality yet, but the actual color stories are exceptional. However, Adept's worldwide shipping, so I don't live in the US. If you live in the US, it seems fine. Their worldwide shipping is like the most expensive shipping I've come across, period. My beautiful friend Melina, who lives in Texas, I'm gonna put her Instagram on the page right here actually, the video, you know what I mean, because she was picking like up this palette and I think something else, and she was like, do you want me to just grab them and I can ship them to you? And that shipping is like, was still like, you know, expensive, but I could do, you know, pick up other things from Sephora and do a bigger order instead of just getting one palette for $100 US. So anyway, long story short, that is why I have not tried Adept yet. Now I'm going to insert the swatches of this incredible palette right here for you to check out. When I first watched this palette, I was utterly blown away and mesmerized because they feel and swatch so impeccably, and are just stunning. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, the camera, I can assure you, will never do these justice. You need to see them in person. Now, naturally, I'm like all about these greens. I've got to be honest. I really am. I picked this palette up for the greens. The other cool thing about this palette is you can actually take the singles out, and I think that's with every single Adept palette, which is kind of cool. I have primed my lids already with the Rare Beauty eye primer. We're gonna go with something we know and love. I'm gonna start with my Intensify stick. One thing I can tell you from swatching these shadows, I'm not gonna put this up in the crease, by the way, just concentrated on the actual lid. One thing I can tell you about these shadows is I would recommend a glitter glue. You don't have to use intensifiers. You could use the NYX one, which is really good, and that's an affordable one. But I would recommend some kind of glitter glue because they do have some sparkles, you know? I'm gonna pick up a Rephr number 28, which is just a flat shader brush. And let's dip into Monty Cora, which is this one right here first. I am using the greens, you guys. I need to. I am just gonna tap this onto this outer portion of the lid here. I've really been liking doing these metallics first. If you've watched my last like maybe three videos, I've done this technique and I really, really like it. This is my first video of yours. Hello. And if it's not, welcome back. But I do like to normally use as many colors as I can on the lids just to kind of see how they perform. So it's not necessarily a super wearable look usually when it comes to these kinds of reviews, just because I want to actually test the shadows. Now this Monty Cora shade has a black base. So to get the maximum color, you're gonna want to like tap and press, not swipe, because if you swipe, it is going to kind of just get that black base peeking through a lot more. You want to kind of just tap and press the pigment on. I think I'm just going to actually dip into this shadow right here, which is Daniel Brickwell. Why does it have a line through it? I don't know. I'm sure there's a reference to this palette that honestly I have no idea what is for. Considering it's Arrow inspired, I'm not quite sure what that means. So I'm just gonna press this. Oh yeah, I was gonna just put this lid this lid. I was gonna put this shadow all over the lid because honestly, this looks like my kind of an everyday shade. But I was like, oh no, I better show more than one. But this is, oh, that's amazing. I really like that. Wow. Oh, that's pretty. Just gonna pick up this What's Up R102 and we'll dip into Edward Rosmos, this dark green matte right here. And I will just tap this into the outer corner here. That's pretty good. It's a nice green, that matte. That matte packed all over the lid would look really nice. Wow, those greens are stunning. Wow, wow, wow. I'm just picking up a What's Up R105 and I'm gonna try James Holder. I'll just use this to like slowly buff out the crease here. You know I love this kind of pukey browny greeny color. We had to use it. I might just change that brush to a Rephr number 14. I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed. That's beautiful. Absolutely insanely beautiful. That's a shame that that palette is now sold out because those greens are incredible. All right, I'm gonna quickly go and do my base makeup and then come back, we'll finish up this look and then we will move on to the Minka palette, so 2 seconds. So my base makeup is all on and I did put my Victoria Beckham Future Lash Mascara on my top lashes and this Kaleidos eyeliner in the shade 7Cs on my lower waterline, but I haven't put an eyeliner on my top waterline because I don't feel like it today. So I'm gonna take this little teeny tiny Rephr number 23 and dip into this green matte, which is Edward Rosmos. I'm just going to, you know, finish the lower lash line. And then I've got this BKA504 and I'm just gonna take a little bit of the pukey color, which is James Holder, and I'll just run that just really softly here. I gotta say, I really like how this look has turned out, you guys. It's very pretty. I did actually use this Kaleidos Space Age highlighter for my actual highlights, so let me do that. Lips, I'm gonna take my Natasha Denona My Dream Lip Liner. I'm actually just taking Tide from Hourglass for the lipstick, which is a beautiful nude if you ask me. Let's zoom out so you can see it and then we will move on to Minka. So that's the finished look using the Inspired palette or the Arrow Inspired palette. I'm so disappointed that they have kind of discontinued this because it is really, really pretty. These shadows are Pat McGrath level shadows, maybe even a... I'll need to do a comparison. I know that you guys are going to want to see comparisons of like some of the new shades I've got against Pat. I think someone's already asked for like Odin's Eye against Pat, so I'll do that video, don't worry. But wow. Wow, wow, wow. But let's see how we go with the Minka because I am intrigued because these are not glitters. I actually read the description of this palette and it's not glitters, it's like pigment, but it feels like glitter. Like it looks stunning and its swatch is stunning, but I am nervous as to how this is gonna go on the eye. So, because I don't love a chunky shadow in the sense that even though this is not glitter, it almost goes on like glitter, and to get that off, like you have glitter everywhere for like the years to come. So we'll see. Anyway, let's go ahead and do Minka, shall we? Now the Minka palette is currently out of stock, but I don't believe it's limited edition. So it will come back into stock. And then with the Minka palette, you get these kind of really like creamy, dense, almost look like glitter metallics that swatch so insane. You guys are gonna see in a second that it is. When I got this palette and I opened it up, I like took a step back, truly. It is so beautiful. So beautiful to look at. And like, these are just like, you just need to like tap your finger in and it is like pigment. It's crazy. So we're gonna create a look. Now I want to do a more wearable look. I've done so much color. I just want a little bit of neutral. So I'm not going to use these purple mattes, and I know that might upset some of you, but I just don't want to. I wouldn't, to be honest, if I was going to use this palette, I wouldn't use those purple mattes, because if I was going to use these like metal shades, I would use them with a more neutral color story. I just would. So I want to use this how I would actually use it. And really, I feel like these four are going to perform pretty much exactly like that Arrow Inspiration palette, and I think that they will be beautiful. But what I really want to try is these ones, because that formula is so intriguing to me. I'm actually just going to dip into the Lisa Eldridge Cinnabar palette first, and I'm going to take just this matte right here, which is Raw Sienna, and I'm going to take it on a Rephr 33. I've already primed with my Rare Beauty Eye Primer. And I am actually doing my matte first for this look, because I think these might be a little bit too thick, that I don't think a matte shadow will blend well after the step. Totally forgot, before we actually get started on the look, we're gonna flick to swatches. Rephr 33, Raw Sienna from Lisa Eldridge. If you're following along, or you think you need, like, you don't need these shadows if you are trying to recreate the look, or like for the performance of the look or anything like that. This is just what I have handy, and I love this shade from Lisa. I just love Lisa's matte formula too. So I'm just gonna blend this through the crease, nice and soft. I think I might actually pack this color all over the lid, because I just want to, actually. I'm gonna take my Pat Intensify stick. I'm a little bit nervous to try these shadows. I'm actually nervous to take them off. Hopefully they come off nice and easy. I'm just gonna take this Rephr Cosmetics 225 packing brush, and what shadow will we go into? I think I'll go into this one right here first, which is Emma. I don't know if maybe my finger might be better actually, but we'll see how we go. Oh wow, yeah, that's quite chunky. I might actually just try with my finger. I'm gonna try and just like tap. Whoa, that's pretty though. Oh, that's really cool. That is very pretty. Wow, that's thick. I think I read actually on the description that they say that these will crease. So it'll be interesting to see if they do, because I do have hooded eyes. But I think, well, you shouldn't have to. We could probably just get another sparkly shadow, like say for this shade, the gold shade out of Moonlit Seduction from Pat, and tap it over the top and it should set it, but you shouldn't really need to do that, I guess. It just depends. And maybe you have just a heap of eyeshadow in your collection and it doesn't matter. I mean, that's very pretty though. I will be interested to see how this goes, like if it does crease though. For the inner portion here, I'm gonna use Layla, which is this one. Who am I doing a gold eye? So Layla's a lot more of a warm tone gold, and Emma is a bit more cool tone, but they're very pretty, and honestly when they mix together I kind of can't tell the difference, if I'm honest. You can definitely feel like the stick. I mean, that is really pretty. Very sparkly. Very, very, very sparkly. But I will say, I like the other formula better instantly I can tell you, this is the kind of formula in this palette, like these shadows that I tried, they're absolutely shadows I will reach for constantly. They're easy to use, but they were just dimensional and beautiful, whereas I feel like these are pretty, don't get me wrong, and I know I've only tried two, but like, I feel like they're a little bit hard work. Like, they have a time and a place. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just not sure everyone would have that time and place for this particular formula. Like, the fact that I've now got glitter all over my face kind of annoys me a little bit. And the fact that it feels so thick. You know who I think would love this is potentially like Hannah Louise Poston, who loves that like oil slick, greasy, like grungy eye. And I just don't think I'm that cool. I'm gonna dip back into Cinnabar and go into Fired Earth here. This is a BKA 502. I'm gonna deepen this outer corner. I'm gonna go do my base makeup, and I might just also speed through finishing my eyes and everything, because I'm actually just gonna use the Lisa Eldridge palette to run through the rest of the eyes. I'm not gonna add any extra shadow from that palette, and then we'll wrap this up, so 2 seconds. This is the finished makeup look. I used the exact same lip product, the Tide Hourglass lipstick, as the previous look. And what do we think? I am not gonna lie, I'm really happy to be back in neutrals, you guys. I have done so many colorful looks lately and it has been fun, but to get back in my basic element, I am just, I shan't lie. I do love some color, I do, but I will forever be basic, I think. Well, I don't think neutrals are basic anyway, but you know, whatever. All right, let's talk about these palettes and my thoughts after finally getting to try Adept Cosmetics. I love this one. I'm sad for you guys, even though I've just, you know, said that I'm sick of wearing color. To me, greens are not super colorful. It's like a separate category. But in saying that, I think it's a shame that this is not potentially going to be coming back, because I think this is magnificent. Magnificent. These shadows are definitely on a quality level of Pat McGrath Labs in my mind. I don't think they're the same. They just feel different, they behave different, but the effect is similar, but I don't think that they're the same. Better or worse, I need to swatch and compare and play, but I think all on its own, this is a great palette, really great palette. Minka, I think, is for someone specific. I really do. They're very, very unique. Read the instructions on the website, because I think if you read the instructions on the website, you'll know probably a bit better for you. For me, I do like this palette. I really do. I think these like heavy mixed metals are beautiful, like truly beautiful, but I think it's for a specific person that really does like that more intense, metallic, almost glitter formula. And for me, this has a time and a place, but it's not something that I would reach for on the everyday. It just isn't. But the shades are so stunning, and I'm happy to have it because it does have a time and a place for me in my collection, you know? But overall, I'm super, super happy. I am super excited to try the brand. If their shipping prices ever came down, I would absolutely invest in more palettes from them. I think it's a wonderful quality, but I've got to admit, as someone who lives in Australia, I'm not going to pay $100 for shipping. So if their shipping prices ever come down to a reasonable amount for me, then I will absolutely try more from this brand, because I think it is beautiful. So that wraps up the video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Have you tried these formulas from Adept? What do you guys think? Let me know. I'm always interested in hearing from you guys. If you've made it this far, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so, so much. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you made it to this point. Give yourself a pat on the back. And yeah, I'll see you next time. So, I can't remember what I normally say. I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye!